Hey y'all, I am Bethany Shanae and welcome to my channel. If you're already a subscriber and returning, thank you so much for coming back and checking out today's 1 week update to our carnivore challenge for the month of January. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you get something of value from this channel or you choose to stick around just to see how it goes out of pure curiosity. I am Bethany Shanae and I am on a journey to lose over 100 pounds. And I've decided to start off the year of 2024 with a carnivore challenge, a 31-day carnivore challenge. And every week I'm going to be giving you updates as to how it went for me, how I felt, all the nitty-gritty details and things like that. So this is our first weekly update video. As you already saw by the intro, I have lost 4.6 pounds in 5 days. Now, did I expect to lose a little bit more? If I'm honest with myself and with you, yes, I did, just because I know there's a lot of water weight to be lost. But I'm still grateful that I lost almost a pound a day. Like, that's pretty impressive, and I'm grateful for it. I'm glad I didn't gain weight because at the end of the day, I've been eating a lot of calories. In my last video where I explained the carnivore challenge, I explained that I wouldn't be tracking my calories for the first week of this challenge. And honestly, it really highlighted a lot of diet culture insecurities that have been built into me over years of dieting since I was a child. The anxiety of knowing I've eaten a lot of fat today. I'm definitely over 2,000 calories today. I mean, I was having anxiety thinking I was eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories in a day. And I'm going to be honest and completely transparent here. I'll always do that on my channel. I did peek at my calories. I would turn it back on just to see what my calories were like for the day. And honestly, it helped because I was over here thinking I was eating 3,000 to 5,000 calories a day. And it was stressing me out. I was like, oh my God. I'm going to gain so much weight. I'm going to embarrass myself. I already put out videos about this. I have to update it. If I gain weight, I have to be honest about that. This is going to suck. And I'd pull up the calories and be like, okay. I was typically between 2,000 and 2,500 calories, which although in my opinion is in no form of a deficit, it's a surplus in my opinion. I definitely wasn't eating as much as I thought, and clearly it still paid off. So let's jump right into how the week went. In the previous video, I did post a list in the description as well as on the screen. I'll pop it up here as well of all the questions I'd be answering each week in these weekly update videos so we can get the same data every single week consistently and see how it's going. So the first metric I'm going to talk about is my energy and my focus. So by day 2, my energy was great. Day 1, I really didn't have much energy. It was just kind of a sluggish day, not much of an appetite that day either. By day 2, I woke up fully rested. I started to notice my focus improved at work. I did make a few mistakes at work, but that was more due to moving too fast. I had 0 caffeine and I was go all day. By day 3, I was laser focused. I felt like I had no ADHD that day. My focus and my energy has been great, consistent all week. I'm sleeping so well. I go to bed. I'm getting tired around 8 p.m. and I'm in bed by 9, scroll on my phone for a little bit and still can put the phone down before 10 p.m. and go to sleep without a problem, even if I'm on my phone. I wake up around 5 or 6 o'clock and I get ready for work and I go. I'm not snoozing my alarms a bunch. I wake up and I'm ready to go. I'm rested. I don't need my cup of coffee. I don't need anything. So it's great. Next topic I want to talk about was my skin condition. I took a video before doing the carnivore challenge. I'll insert the clip here. And I was having really bad issues with the texture of my skin. I was breaking out. I could not get it to go away. There was no scrub. There was no treatment that was making it go away. And I'd been like this for about 2 weeks. I'm happy to say that after that, mind you, that first clip was taken a couple days before I started the carnivore challenge. The next clip I'm showing is a clip of this morning. Now, granted, I have a lot of freckles naturally, which I feel like sometimes look like blemishes too. But if you just look at the texture of my skin, it's really improved. I have naturally oily skin, like really oily skin. And something that I'm always concerned about is that you're eating more grease, you're gonna get more oily skin. Actually, no, my skin, I decided to check it. I washed my face Thursday morning, and then I decided to avoid washing my face until after work on Friday, just to see how my skin would react. Typically, by the afternoon, I've got grease all in my T-zone, especially around my nose, my forehead, and my chin area. It's really, really bad with oil. I mean, I can go like this and you'll like see reflect, like shiny, super shiny. Like I just wiped fried chicken. It's freaking terrible. Didn't have that. By the end of Friday, I still didn't have greasy skin. So I am just so grateful for what it's doing for my skin so far. And so far, that's also a plus. The next, I want to talk about two topics I'm going to combine into one, and they are hunger and cravings. So day one, I didn't have much of an appetite. I wasn't really craving anything either. The transition from a really carb heavy diet to a protein and fat heavy diet always hits me really hard the first day. It's hard to get all my food in. I was really full after my first meal and I had to force down a small second meal. I did not eat much that day at all. By day two, honey, I had converted. My appetite was ravenous. I was so hungry day 2 and day 4. Those 2 days, I was the hungriest, but day 2 was really the worst. I had cravings. I just felt like I could not eat enough. All I wanted was burger patties and cheese and bacon and eggs and chicken. Like I just wanted all this meat. So I was glad that I was craving those things, but I could have done without the intense appetite. Day 3 was great. My appetite was really balancing out more. I was still snacking. I grazed all day, actually, I think, on day 3. I would eat probably 50% of a meal and then 2 hours later eat another 50% of it. So I was really eating all day, but I wasn't eating like full meals all day. I did crave and I did have sugar-free chocolate. Don't judge me. I know. I picked my poison, okay? I had such bad cravings day 1 through 4, okay? And I just wanted chocolate so bad. So luckily I had some leftover sugar-free chocolate that was like a Lily's chocolate bar I was picking at, and then some sugar-free Reese's cups. I love peanut butter. I've also been craving a spoonful of peanut butter like you have no idea. It's poison. It's terrible how bad I want it. So I decided to have a couple pieces of Lily's chocolate one day, a couple pieces of the sugar-free mini Reese's cups another day, to keep myself from going off the rails. I decided it's better to have some sugar-free chocolate than to go to Shipley's down the street and get a donut. So I picked my poison, and I'm proud of myself for it. It's not on the carnivore diet, but you know what? It was a better choice of my options, and I handled my craving as best I could in the moment. Day 5, I had no cravings at all. My appetite was super balanced. I was only hungry at the round times for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I did not snack at all. I had no cravings at all. And I think it might be because I had a cup of coffee. That's the first day I had a cup of coffee. I had some creamer, so heavy cream, and I had some stevia, and it curbed all cravings. I think I sensed like a crave, like I was about to want a sweet. So I was like, you know what sounds good? It's a kind of sweet cup of coffee. That sounds good. So I made a cup of coffee, and it turned out great. I didn't have any sugar-free chocolate that day. I had nothing off plan at all. And to be clear, those are the only things that I had that were off plan, were the sugar-free chocolates at the end of my days, day 2 through 4. That's it. Okay, so besides that, I think I did pretty well, and I'm grateful. I also found that when I had dairy, like milk or heavy cream, because when I first switched to keto, I would do almond milk with a little bit of stevia in it at the end of the night, and baby, that would curve my cravings like you have no idea, and I'd sleep like a baby. So I decided to try that with a little bit of heavy cream. One day I whipped it up into a whipped cream. I ate half of it and froze the other half so it could be like an ice cream after my dinner. My stomach was so upset the next morning. That next night, I was like, maybe because it was just straight heavy cream. So let me dilute it a little bit. I added a little bit of fat-free milk to it that my parents have in the fridge. So I put a little bit of heavy cream with milk and a little bit of stevia, and I drank some of that, and my stomach really started to get upset instantly. So I just didn't finish it. And the next day I actually woke up and I got sick. I'm not going to say it, but you know the motion. I got sick. So I haven't drank milk since directly. But I found that after I drank the milk, my focus wasn't as clear. Also, after I had the sugar-free chocolates, I noticed my focus wasn't as clear. Like, I noticed I could zone out a little easier, which I took a mental note of, obviously, because I'm telling you. But yeah, so besides those, I haven't really craved anything crazy. I typically crave carnivore items. I've been craving some chicken wings. I craved a Baconator, so I got a Baconator with no bun and no ketchup. Ate it with some chicharrones. And yeah, like besides that, I'm not really having any crazy cravings. And today my appetite feels completely in control. I had a large brunch because it was breakfast, but it was at 1 p.m. by the time I ate. And I probably won't be hungry till dinner time. So I feel like we're getting in the groove. To briefly talk about the working out, I didn't go to the gym. That was not on the plan for this week to go to the gym. The plan was just to close the rings and hit my steps goals. So days 3 through 5, I did exactly that. I closed my rings on my Apple Watch and I surpassed my step goals. I've been taking the family dog for a walk at the end of the night after I've had dinner or after I've gotten off work. And I plan to do that every single day to make sure that I hit my step goals. I have a desk job, so I usually leave work with about 5,000 steps. So I've got about another 5,000 to go when I get off work. So I come home, I walk around the neighborhood and just have a good time. And it's a good time to clear my head too and kind of decompress from the day. Now about my water goal and fasting. So I did not fast at all this week. Day 1, I kind of fasted, but that's really just because I wasn't hungry. But the rest of the days I did not fast. I found that each day I was hungry a little bit earlier until day 4, and then day 4 and 5 I was hungry just a little bit later. Yeah, I have not been fasting this week, but I did hit my water goal. I hit my water goal every day except day 1, and yesterday, which was day 5, I actually drank 1.5 gallons of water, and I find I'm actually really thirsty. So I don't know if it's all the salt intake or what, but I'm having no problem hitting my water goal, and I find that drinking my electrolytes is helping me stay hydrated. I haven't had any keto flu or carnivore flu at all, and I completely believe that's because of the electrolytes I'm taking. I drink at least 2 scoops of electrolytes every single day, and then I'm drinking at least 1 gallon of water. And I'm also thinking that when I drink my electrolytes, if I have a sweet tooth, I just drink my electrolytes and it helps crush it, because my electrolytes are sweet and they're like raspberry lemonade flavor, but it's pretty good. So yeah, no fasting this week, but I did hit my water goal. And I want to talk about what I ate. Dark meat chicken that was boiled or pressure cooked, so it wasn't fried, it didn't have any extra fat in it. I had ground beef, eggs, butter, bacon. I did have some pork ribs and a pork chop at one point, both of which I noticed upset my stomach. I think I've always kind of been weird with pork. I don't know if it's the seasoning that happened to be on the pork, because they were both pre-marinated and they came in the same seasoning. But I've kind of always had a weird stomach with pork. It's very selective. So I'm going to keep experimenting with pork because it's a really affordable meat, and see what my, good seasoning with it is or whatnot to make my stomach not upset with it. But I did have a little bit of pork this week. And towards the end of the week, I had beef shank. I really wanted it because I wanted to use the bone to make beef bone broth. And I wanted something like a steak, but I can't afford a steak. So I got a little $5 beef shank and I pressure cooked it. And although it was so tender, it was so good, oh my God. I didn't have to use a fork and knife with it. I could have ate it with a spoon. Something about beef item that is a solid piece of meat versus ground affected my appetite differently. And I realized so many people doing carnivore that I see online, they're always eating steaks. There's always steaks. There's always these solid cuts of meat. And I've been eating a bunch of chicken and then some ground beef. But when I added in the beef shank, my appetite was so different. Like, I don't know, it just made my body feel different. It felt better. I feel like I got more benefits out of the carnivore diet when I ate that, because I was satiated longer, better, and I didn't feel sick. Like, typically for me to be full for that long, for a few hours, like not until the next mealtime, on this diet, I find I have to eat until I'm almost sick. And then my stomach will eventually get sick. My stomach is not my friend sometimes, okay? She's not my friend. Don't let her fool you. But when I ate that, honey, I was good. I wasn't stuffed. I wasn't hungry. I was full. I wasn't hungry for hours. I had no cravings. Like, I don't know if there's a science behind the solid chunks of meat versus ground meat that affects our stomach differently. If anybody has any data on that, or any research, or anybody that's talked about that before, please put that video, put that link, whatever it is, in the comments below. I would love to know what it is, or if I'm just crazy. Honestly, you never know. I could be either at this point. But anywho, for overall experience on the carnivore diet, I love it. It definitely took a few days to get the hang of and find what works for me. And granted, I'll be honest, I'm still finding what works for me, but I'm learning a lot and I'm enjoying the experience. I've lost almost a pound a day for the past 5 days. I have great energy. My sleep is the best sleep I've had in so long. I'm also the lowest weight that I've been in since summer of 2022. So a year and a half. And I just feel better. I'll go ahead and pop up the side-by-side photos of my before and after weight. I did only lose almost 5 pounds, okay, 4.6 pounds. That's not a lot. So I'm not expecting to see drastic difference in these pictures. But if you pay attention, especially in the photos where I'm turned to the side, I can notice that my stomach hangs a little bit lower and that the top of my stomach below my waist, like around the belly button area, it doesn't stick out quite as far. For these photos, I roll up the bottom of my sports bra so you can see what I call my donut. It's that roll of fat that goes around my waist, and then I call my gut, like my apron belly, my tire. That's just what I call them. I roll up my sports bra so you can see the donut, so I can really see where that's changing. Again, I'm not taking measurements until the end of this challenge, and we'll do a final weigh out and a 32-day review of the month to see what the total measurements lost is, how my total inches, as well as what my total weight loss is. Last but not least, I want to talk about what I'm going to do differently next week. Next week, first and foremost, I'm tracking calories. I'm setting a goal of 1,800 calories a day. I think my goal is 170 grams of protein and maybe 115 grams of fat, something like that. Obviously, the goal is 0 net carbs, even though that typically doesn't happen because even eggs have carbs in them. But hey, I'm not mad at it. So I am going to be a little stricter. I won't be drinking milk, although I only had it once this week. I am going to keep mayonnaise in next week because I think I want to have an egg salad. I'm going to keep a little bit of heavy cream for when I have coffee, just because I find heavy cream and some stevia really, in a cup of coffee, really kill my sugar cravings. So I'm going to keep that. I'll be planning my meals more, being more tactful, being mindful of calories. And I'm also going to try to go to the gym 2 days this coming week. I'm not setting a super high goal. I'm not setting any, oh, I have to work out for an hour. Oh, I have to burn 1,000 calories. It's not that. I just need to take my butt to the gym. Okay? That's what I want to do. I want to get to the gym, get some steps in, maybe lift some weights, maybe do some running, whatever I really feel like doing that day, just so I get back in the routine of fitting my body being inside the gym somewhere in my workday schedule. And then once it's become a routine in my schedule, then I'll start planning out what I expect for myself in the gym more. I know this video has gotten a little bit longer than anticipated, but I wanted to make sure we got a chance to talk about everything that I thought was important that happened this week. I really had a great time on the Carnivore Challenge. I'm really liking this. And between you and me, honestly, this is really for everybody who makes it this far in the video. Thank you, by the way. I really appreciate that. If I can lose 15 pounds during this January challenge, I will do a beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. A BBBE challenge for the month of February. It's the true it's a more true version of carnivore. I'll be cutting out mayonnaise, milk, dairy, cheese, all that. If I lose at least 15 pounds in this month of January, I will try the BBBE challenge next month and take you guys along with me. Regardless of how this challenge ends, I'm going to continue doing weekly update videos with whatever it is I'm choosing to do on this weight loss journey. More than likely, it will always be something tied to carnivore and keto, just because I know that's what works for my body. So I hope you enjoyed our time together today. I know I can ramble, but I really appreciate anyone who's made it this far in this video, anyone who liked, who comments. Please leave your thoughts below. Do you know anybody that I should be following that does carnivore, that has any type of insight, keto, any types of diets, or has to do with the metabolism and a health journey? Please tag them below. Leave your thoughts, your comments. I would love to hear anything you have to say. I'm kind of learning my style for videos right now. This is what I'm doing for my weekly updates just because I've got it down. But I would like to try out different styles of vlogging and shorts. So if you have any suggestions or types of styles that you prefer to see and watch, please leave that down below. I might give it a try. You can also tag or share any videos. I don't know how you can do that on here, but I'm sure you can. Share or tag any videos that you like the style so I can see, oh, maybe that's something I can try one day. Anyway, I am Bethany Shanae. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey to lose 100 pounds. And thank you for joining my carnivore challenge. I hope to see you again next Monday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for our next weekly update on the 31-day carnivore challenge. Thanks for watching. Bye.